get there all together.
John Anderson here with the Livingston County News along with Brian Quinn. He's been in court for 8 days as one of the most anticipated trials in Livingston County history has been going on here with the second-degree manslaughter trial of Danielle Allen. She's accused of killing her boyfriend, Marcus Postell. So just now in court, both sides have rested. We heard closing arguments. The judge decided to give the jury about an hour to get lunch, told them they're not to talk to anybody. Danielle Allen and her parents just came out about 15 minutes ago to go to lunch, as did the attorneys. At 1 o'clock, we're going to be back in here to hear the judge's instructions to the jury. So again, Brian Quinn has been in court all week. Let's just get right to what happened today. What were your impression of the closing statements?
My impressions were that they both seemed pretty thorough. The focus was kind of on partly on the injuries that Danielle Allen had suffered and what might have caused them. Her lawyers said that they were defensive, whereas the prosecution said that it could have been from some other cause, maybe her cat scratching her face, something like that. And they talked about the position where she and her boyfriend were on the couch when this happened, and they had talked a lot during the trial, and they mentioned it today about the scientific results of crime scene investigation, evidence collection, DNA analysis of where the blood was and whose blood it was, and issues like that. And so They also talked about today in summation their expert witnesses forensically. Each side had their own, and they basically supported their expert while questioning the testimony of the other side's expert. And
well, I guess what my question then is, not to get too graphic, but exactly how did the district attorney say that she killed her boyfriend? What is he saying she did?
The district attorney is saying that he was trying to get out of the relationship. Basically, he wanted to leave, and it was a reckless act by her, not connected in any way to self-defense. He is questioning whether what actually happened or whether the attack that's been alleged even happened.
And what are they saying exactly how it happened? What did they say she did?
They're saying she got the knife from the kitchen from the kitchen area and attacked him, whereas on her side again is saying that it was self-defense, and that she was trying to fighting for her life, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting. So that's pretty much 6 days of trying to set that scene of the one quick instant of the stabbing. It's everything was kind of trying to discuss the philosophical way of where she was, where he was, and so it doesn't sound from what I've been reading at the Livingston County News in the paper and on the LCN.com. It doesn't appear that anyone's disputing what happened. They're just disputing why it happened.
Right. No, it didn't sound to me either that either side was disputing whether she killed him or not. It was just the intent or what led up to it that is in dispute.
Yeah, that's good. So now again, Brian, you sat through the selection of the jury. So you were there through every second of court. And I know you're not a lawyer. I know you're not on the jury, but like a juror, you've heard everything that's been admissible and everything that's been held. What is your gut feeling after they deliberate later on this afternoon? How do you think the verdict is going to go here for Danielle Allen?
Well, personally, I feel that like there's a good chance she'll be found guilty. Mainly, there were a lot more. There were more witnesses brought in by the prosecution, and more more time spent on their side of the on their presentation and their arguments, whereas the defense was rested its case within the same day and only called one witness. So I feel like that might make a difference.
But again, beyond a reason of a doubt. I mean, you heard that over and over again. Do you think that was sold to the jury?
Reasonable doubt. It's hard to tell what kind of a verdict the jury's going to come back with. As far as reasonable doubt, I'm not sure whether it was completely sold, perhaps by the prosecution, but that's a thing we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Darn, I hear for a second I thought I could be a lawyer and maybe sway you to change your mind, but it doesn't sound like I'm going to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go head back into court. The judge is going to give the jurors their instructions on deliberation and what happens, and then we could hear a verdict.
Oh, I was going to say something. Something interesting did happen before the summations began. There was a request by one of Danielle Allen's attorneys to have the dozen or so sheriff's department employees, deputies, asked to leave the courtroom. He felt that his contention was that they may possibly be an intimidation to the jury in some way. The judge ended up saying ultimately that it's a public trial, that he didn't know specifically why they were all there, but that the public had right to be there, so he did not ask them to leave the courtroom.
Well, that's interesting. So what I observed when I came in, I saw the one deputy guarding the door as he should. He was very cordial, making sure the court didn't get interrupted. And then you had the one over by the court. And then later after court, I saw Sheriff Thomas Dougherty. I did not see the sheriff during the closing. So to me, I didn't notice a police presence, uniformed police presence, but apparently they did.
Yes, that was. I didn't have a chance to look around, but that was the contention that he brought up.
And he brought this up in front of the jury.
It was the first thing that was done before closing our statements began. But I believe the jury was present for that.
Wow, very, very interesting tactic, and we'll see if that last-second plea helps sway the jury. But again, they are eating lunch now. Then they will get instructions from the judge, and they will go into deliberation. We will have much more for you on video, and again, updates on the LCN.com. So for Brian Quinn, I'm John Anderson. Thanks for watching.
Did that seem to go okay?